You guys, I am completely shook. I just got back here from watching the latest Nintendo Direct that Nintendo made, and I am seriously completely shook right now. Well, a whole lot of things, actually. Well, I'm just going to tell you the highlights that pretty much I appreciate about the whole Nintendo Direct right now. So, I'm going to start with one of the ones that I've kind of been waiting for since the last one, Mario Tennis Aces. I mean, I'm cool like how they have like the whole cast of characters and everything. Pretty much everyone who's been like in mostly like Mario Tennis, the past games, except for a couple of characters, but I'm gonna explain that later. They're all back. The Kings and Queens of spin-offs, aka Waluigi, Daisy, Toadette, yeah, all of them, yeah. And I mean, the game overall looks pretty good. Like, I really like how they all have like new outfits and stuff. Well, primarily the plumbers. But, I mean, story mode, everything, it all looks absolutely wonderful. And, yeah. And I'm just hoping that, there might be some returning characters that could be in the game. Primarily, ones that we haven't seen in literally a while. Primarily, Birdo, Diddy Kong, Wiggler, Paratroopa, Fly Guy, all the characters that were in Mario Power Tennis back then, the GameCube, and new Play Control for the Wii. So, like, I just, like, considering the fact that, I mean, I'm not sure about this, someone please let me know, but the last Mario Tennis game in which Diddy Kong was in was technically Mario Sports Superstars, but, like, in terms of just the Mario Tennis series in a whole, it is, I believe Mario Tennis Power Tour, not Power Tour. The one for the Nintendo 3DS. I think that was the last Mario game in the Mario Tennis series that Diddy Kong was in, and I believe Birdo was in that one too. But still, like, considering the fact that it is a console release, we need to get those characters back because they're in like the last few console releases, minus the Wii U version. And yeah, another highlight of Nintendo Direct that I found was the Splatoon 2 update. Now, don't get me, unfortunately I do not have Splatoon 2, or at least not yet anyway. Unfortunately, I don't have Splatoon 2 just yet. Let's see. But I'm hoping to get it at least before actually no, I really don't think I'm gonna get it before the update. But, we'll see. So I'm actually like kind of excited for it, and then can kind of bittersweet about it because a stage in Splatoon 1 that I personally do not like is coming back. I eat camp true fish. I hate it, okay? Like, in that stage I seriously like can't seem to win. I mean, yeah. And one of the things that pretty much like got my attention was the new, like, the Octo expansion that was just announced. Like, I was like in shock because like stuff like playable Octolings, they can only be seen like, how people like hack the games and stuff like that. That's how, like, that's like, I thought that, like, playable Octolings are only seen like in, like when people hack the game, or at least smart enough to hack the game in itself. But like, like, I was like kind of like in shock because of it, because like it's this whole lore type thing. Like, I feel like Inklings and Octolings should continually be in like different societies and stuff like that. I mean, come on. When we were first introduced to Octolings, got turned Army and the like, they were literally like our worst enemies, and now they're like trying to integrate in society. But then again, I kind of like the whole story aspect of it. and how, just like Callie and Marie did in the first Splatoon, Marina and Pearl are going to play a part in a story mode. It's not the story mode, but it's a story mode. So I think that is kind of cool. Like, they'll finally have a part to play, they'll finally have a part to play instead of just being the host for Splatfest. I mean, like, I was thinking, like, the other day, like, what if, like, Marina and Pearl, like, had, like a different role, like, if there was, like, a story mode, like, what role would they play? So, I think that was, like, kind of cool. Like, Nintendo's, like, kind of reading my mind. And, I mean, I like I said, the whole story concept is kind of cool. Like, the fact that Agent 8 or whatever, like, was found somewhere, like, in a subway terminal thing, and had all our memories erased. And, I mean, I like the whole story aspect of it, and it's cool that, you know, considering the fact that we didn't get to see him in the real, like, in the first story mode, we get to see Captain Cuttlefish again. And it's like, in a weird way, like, all is quote unquote right with the world, or should I say, in Gopolis. So, like, I think that is actually kind of cool. And I heard new music, okay? The Splatoon soundtrack is, both games, the soundtrack is just amazing. And it sounds like the Chippy Chirps, or personally I prefer the Japanese name, ABXY. Like, it should have just kept it as that for both regions, but that's beside the point. So yeah, I heard new music, and yeah. Now, the other thing that, well, actually, before I go on, can I just point out just how on point Marina's outfit during that Octoling expansion trailer was. Like, oh my goodness, like, as a, like, okay, when I was younger, I wanted to go in fashion design. I'm just like, girl, you better slay. And so, like, even though she's an Octoling and she says, I wish humans were real, technically, black girl magic, like, even though you're not human, black girl magic. Okay, let's move on. Now, the last and final thing that they showed on the Nintendo Direct was, well, it was like, they showed the Inkling boy and the Inkling girl, you know, orange Inkling girl, blue Inkling boy. Like, at first I thought it looked like a remake of the very, very first Splatoon trailer that we saw on E3 2014. And I was like, wait, okay, are they porting Splatoon 1 for the Switch? And then I was like, whoa. I'm like, and then part of me was like, maybe it's Smash Bros. And then, like, the lights were, the Inklings were, they were, like, off, and then, like, they showed the Inkling girl's pupil, and it had the Smash Bros. Logo on it, and oh my gosh, I was just shook, okay, because, like, it showed the Smash Bros. Logo and the fire and stuff like that, and it had Mario, Link, all the other characters' silhouettes, even though they're all small and whatnot. But one thing I want to speculate is pretty much Link, and Link isn't, I don't think he's wearing his signature green cap, which means that Nintendo and everyone else who has worked on Smash Bros. Might be changing Link one more time. Because I know, in Melee, we saw, like, Ocarina of Time, Link. In Brawl and Smash 4, we see Twilight Princess Link. And, my ad, in Mario Kart 8, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Link that is on there, more than likely, has to be Skyward Sword Link. I mean, that's pretty much one of the only Links that actually does show emotion, so. But I really do think that they're changing Link once again into Breath of the Wild Link. And I think that's a good idea, because, like, over the years, like, Link himself has kind of, like, evolved in a weird way. And considering the fact that Breath of the Wild was Game of the Year this past year, 2017, like, I think that's kind of like a good fit then again, like, I wanted I want them to in Smash 4. I want them to update Wii Fit Trainer's outfit to look like how she does in Wii Fit U, but maybe I'll do it in this one. But still, like, Inklings in Smash Brothers, like, I am totally in shock. Here's the thing, I didn't like the Inklings in Smash Brothers, like, that part of the direct was so totally unexpected that like, personally, I did not expect it. I was like people in the comments or the live chat, whatever, were like saying like that there might be like a Smash Brothers thing or something like that, or maybe it was on this. Actually, I saw it on Instagram first, but I'm still like in shock or whatever. But here's the thing: I personally have like my own personal wish list when it comes to who I want to see or like features that I want to see in the next Smash Brothers, and unfortunately, Nintendo doesn't really like listen to like fans and stuff. Well, at some points, even though like I feel like in terms of what we saw, that like that's one of the only times which they pretty much like hurt us. But that's beside the point. And yeah, I might get that. I might do that in like a later video that will be coming soon. And like the two things that were pretty much the most unexpected to me were like, once again, the Octo expansion for Splatoon 2 and Inklings in Smash Brothers. Like, oh my gosh, I am just completely utterly shook that the whole thing was kind of cool. I mean, I had to like skip some points because like it wasn't really, relevant to me, but. And I also like missed like the first 5 minutes of it. But I do hear that there is a new WarioWare game, and they are remaking Luigi's Mansion for the 3DS, which is personally something that I don't get, because the sequel to Luigi's Mansion was on the 3DS. It's like, personally, I would have preferred like if Luigi's Mansion were on the Switch, I would have preferred that instead of the 3DS, because the literal sequel to Luigi's Mansion, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon was on the 3DS. Like, I don't really get what the deal is with that, but like, then again, like, remaking, certain GameCube games, they should do that more often. Yeah, that's it from me, and I will see you guys later. Bye!